Welcome to the Bull, the Bear, and the Ugly podcast, your no-nonsense guide to the markets. Whether you're watching us live at sktrading.live or listening on your favorite podcast platform, we've got you covered. Subscribe, join the community, and get ready to dive into real talk and real market insights. Let's get started.
Hey everyone, I'm Stephen Kalayjian, and welcome to the Bull, the Bear, and the Ugly. Wow, what a day! What a day. I have to tell you, the first thing I wrote this morning is I said there are two major buy divergences on the technicals on the S&P futures. The first one was the daily, which I'm going to show you. The dailies have a positive MACD, and I said any new lows, look out, we're going to ricochet right back up. And then the 30 and the 60-minute time frame on the S&P futures. What patterns? Unbelievable. It was Christmas in March. It was absolutely amazing. So many people did good. This was after a disastrous Friday. I was going to come in here today in this podcast, but I still am going to, this third segment, you're going to hear the wrath of me. You're going to hear the wrath of me because my weekend was blown away because of certain things that I'll get into in the third segment. But what a day. What a day. And I'm telling you, I am so proud of the new people from all around the world showing me and their P&Ls, how much they're doing. Yes, there's a learning curve. They're asking questions. They're engaged. I'm telling you, the skin was going to fall off my bones today. It was just an amazing, and I'm so proud of everybody because I told you, I'm not a mind reader. You need to be proactive. That's what my Discord's for. As I'm putting trades in, I'm looking at the markets, trading the S&Ps, trading the various different stocks, okay, the ETFs. I'm looking at questions, and I'm just super, super happy. Last night, I posted a video on Instagram. I got over, I think, 15 million views. On TikTok, over 8 million views. And I'm telling you, this is just the beginning. I'm telling you, I'm on a mission from God. Remember that movie, The Blues Brothers? Well, that's my line as well. I'm on a mission to help empower you to become great traders and to be able to take the playbook that I'm teaching and stay within the rules of that playbook, which I will get into, trust me, in the third segment, because I'm telling you, I muted by mistake on Friday at the 17-minute mark. You did not want to hear the rest of the 13, 14 minutes. It was like God saying, you got to get muted, because I was spitting blood after what I heard and saw from people. And I'll get into that in the third segment. But today, let's focus on today. An amazing day. I swear to you, I'm just so proud of so many of you in my community. And there were so many people who are new, asking questions, the terminology, understanding the indicators. Now, again, with my new company, sktrading.live, I'm going to be holding a webinar a week, 30 minutes, 15 minutes of Q&A. I'm going to hopefully start that this week, if not early next week. So stay tuned for that as well. All right. Again, the Bull, the Bear, and the Ugly is very special to me because it gives me the ability to recap the end of the day, the trades, and let you all learn from me. Remember, for those of you who are new, who are watching this for the first time, and it's hard to go all the way back, but I'm just going to do this really quick. All right. Before I get into the chart patterns that were absolutely amazing today. First of all, my 5 keywords: consistency, discipline, confidence, patience, and passion. That's the foundation of trading. You're going to put that over here. Okay. The second most important is understanding my methodology. I use 3 time frames on intraday trading based upon the rules of the methodology and the sequence of patterns, okay, which is the 15, the 30, and the 60-minute time frame. All right. And it's all based upon my indicator for my algorithm, pure mathematics. And once, remember, indicators lag, price leads, indicators lag, but the indicators do what? When they're painted and everything is done and they're set, I'm able then to trade the patterns effectively. Okay, effectively. Now, I have 5 conditions. I have a trend, a buy reversal, a sell reversal, okay, a correlation and a disconnect. All right. These words are the framework of the actual conditions that could only, based upon my work, exist in the marketplace. Of the 5 conditions, there are 10 strategies, a buy and a sell divergence for each condition. So 5 conditions, 10 strategies. All my strategies are based upon buy and sell divergences. Okay. Now, the next part, which is going to take some time, and I'm going to go over this in the webinars. Indicators, learning. Number 1, my indicators, 1, 2, 3, 4. The numbers to the right on the bar of the tick data on my chart overlay. My terminology. So many people ask me things they've never heard before. Okay. Number 4, my strategies. And number 5, how to scale in and scale out of trades. So well done today. I am super hyped up. Okay. All right. Now, the type of teaching guidance that I give each and every day during my live stream from 9 to 4. I had no lunch today. I stood here all day long from 7 o'clock in the morning, 8 o'clock in the morning, okay? All day I teach what's called dynamic learning. Throw the books in the garbage, okay? What you're going to learn from me is like going to Harvard and Oxford twice, all right? And the most important thing I'm going to teach each and every one of you is this. Everything I do is based upon visualization and repetition. Case closed, over, OVA. All right? It's important to recognize and understand the power of using the technicals that I spent nearly 10 years of my life building. Now it's my gift to give back to you so you can learn. I want to help people change their lives. I am sick and tired of the nonsense, the BS on TV. And listen, there's a lot of people that made mistakes on Friday. I'm going to get to that, okay, in the third segment. But you learn, okay? You learn. And one of the greatest gifts in life, as my father always told me, was the ability to listen. Now, granted, I cannot give you investment advice. I'm guiding you and educating you along the way. But more importantly, it's about you listening, learning, asking questions, and practicing. When you hit your goal, you stop. Okay? You watch, you learn, you listen. I am really, again, for the 4th or 5th time, I am beyond proud of this community. I am so proud of all the new people that join me today, learning, asking questions in my Discord, and just plugging away. Okay? All right. So I'll tell you, I was going to come in this day. Thank God I muted on the 17-minute mark on Friday. I was completely seeing white dots, and I must have brushed up against the microphone, but I still continue because I got a phone call on Friday around 5:15 from my producer and said, Steve, you cut the mic off at the 17-minute mark. And I said, no, I didn't know that. I said, oh, you want me to go back and do it? He said, it's up to you. I said, just let it be. And it was the good Lord saying, you know what? Save it for today. Okay, everybody did a lot better today, but there are things I need to talk about that you please, when I get to that third segment today, please mark this and let this be lessons learned. Learn from others' mistakes and learn. Okay, I want to see everybody do great. Okay, I want to see everyone successful, but more so, I want people to say that I'm helping them in a way that's changing their lives. Again, my legacy depends on your success. All right. So here's what I saw today. All right. Let's go right to first of all, let's look at the 30-minute and the 60-minute time frames. I wrote this early in the morning to my community, and I said, there's nothing but buy divergences. When the S&P futures pushed down to new lows, 55.33 3/4, okay, I said the MACDs are non-confirming the lows. Right here. The MACDs are non-confirming the lows. You can see it right here. You're making new lows. So you basically have what's called a buy divergence in a negative trend. the 15, the 30, and the 60-minute time frames were in sell mode. And you have a new low on price into the positive MACD. This is an absolute Picasso. Take a picture, frame it, put it on the wall. The guy who sold the 55, 33 and 3/4, well, guess what? He jumped. S&P futures ran about 140 handles off that low. We're sitting here saying, I'm standing here saying, NVIDIA, Avago, Coinbase, spiders, Qs. Okay, back up the truck, Gus, right? I'm saying this pattern here was, I'm like, okay, great, no problem. Back up the truck, right? I'd be buying everything. Microsoft ran roughly 6 off the low, 7 off the low, 8 off the low, okay? MSTR rallied off the low. Avago rallied off the low. Avago was down $8 at one point, okay? Now, watch this pattern. So that's the pattern I talked about earlier on the 30 and the 60-minute time frame, okay? The buy divergence and a negative trend. Remember, one of my conditions, a negative trend, and you can still have a buy and a sell divergence, and there's the pattern right there off of the bigger time frames. Now watch this. This is the short I said above 58.30 that happened on the 25th. And I said this morning, if we push down to new lows, which we did right here, and we make new lows, look at the MACD positive here. So here's the prior low, 55.61. We made a new low right here. You tell me, did this MACD make a new low? I even said coming into the day on Friday, if we gap down, there's no way in hell, I don't care if we're down 100 handles, that the MACDs are going to make a new low here. And look at this positive MACD right here. Oversold into that positive MACD. This, you had not just one, you had 2 positive divergences. Monster patterns. The one thing I can tell you in doing this every single day, that patterns repeat themselves. I have taught so many thousands of people. I actually have people in my Discord calling out ideas, and I'm looking like, yeah, I see it. Beautiful. Beautiful. First, the diamonds and the Russell reverse the buy in the 15, then the spiders, and then the Qs. And what did I say during the live stream today? 85% of 85% chance that the lows are in for the day. Boom, that happened. Never saw that low ever again when we got that buy reversal. Got a beautiful pullback at 1:45, 2 o'clock on the 15-minute time frame. S&P futures, I was looking to buy them around 9. The first they pushed down to 92.5, 55, 92.5. Then they pushed up and they dropped down to 95.5. I was 95 and they ripped. They ripped from 55.95 all the way up to 56.70. Okay, actually 71. I caught the short at the end of the day on that. Okay, now that was a monster buy. Now the other problem, the other strategy that we had is that the 30-minute time frame reversed to buy on the spiders at around 2:45, about 3 o'clock. Now you know 100% that the lows are in for the day using my indicator for buy reversal. Okay, and then there was a nice pullback at around 3:20, and that ripped from 36 up to 71 on the S&Ps. I'm going to show you all this, but everything I do is based upon combination methodology. So today, when those 15-minute time frames reversed to buy, okay, and whether it was Netflix, whether it was Tesla, whether it was the spiders, the Qs, the diamonds, the Russell, all right, whether it was NVIDIA, Meta, okay, PLTR, Apple. You want to see patterns in Apple? Your head will spin. I'm going to show you. So once these 15-minute time frames reverse to buy, okay, I knew that the 85% that the lows were in for the day. Okay, that the lows were in for the day. Most important here, okay, is that we knew based upon pure mathematics using my algorithm that that 15-minute buy reversal. So now you have a buy reversal on the 15. The 30 and 60s are still negative. So the negative trend is off. You went into what's called a sell disconnect. The 30 and the 60-minute time frames were still in sell mode. And then you got the buy in the 15. And I'll show you the pullback that we got here on the spiders on the 15. Once I got this buy reversal right here at 11, I knew that the lows were in for the day. And here's the pullback right here at 2 o'clock. Look at that, 552.71. Boom. Even if you caught here, look at that. Over 50 handles, $5 on the spiders. This is a monster move. Now that the 30-minute time frame reversed to buy, then we take advantage of the smaller time frame, the 5-minute time frames for entries and exits. Okay? Monster day here today. All right. Now I'm going to show you 3 great patterns today in Tesla, Nvidia, and Apple. So Apple reversed to buy at noon today on the 30-minute time frame. That was the start of it. I said, Apple's going to lead the way here. I actually said to somebody early this morning when the S&Ps were trading 55.75, 55.80. I said, you know what? It's the end of the quarter. I wouldn't be surprised if they goose them and they're up on the day. And boy, oh boy, was I right. Okay. But Apple really started it. Apple and then Tesla and Nvidia were the icing on the cake, along with the spiders and the Qs. So at 2 o'clock, so at 12 o'clock, Apple reversed to buy on the 30-minute time frame. Key. Now you got 2 out of 3 bullish, the 15 and the 30. You have a buy disconnect. At 2 o'clock, Nvidia, Tesla, spiders, Qs, reversed to buy on the 30-minute time frame. Monster day. Okay? And now watch this pattern I'm going to show you on Apple. This is the Picasso of Picassos. Left to right, top to bottom. MACD positive. ADX is off. No big selling pressure. The 30-minute time frame reversed to buy at 12:30. I thought it was 12 o'clock. You buy the first pullback on Apple. Oversold. This is my oscillator indicator number 3 into a positive MACD. That's a buy divergence. So you have a buy divergence now in a buy disconnect. Positive MACD on the 30. Look what Apple did. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 bars. Apple 226.36. Apple ran $3. This is called sequence of patterns. The 30 reversed to buy, correlated with the 15. Now you're in a buy disconnect. 2 out of 3 are bullish. Look at my chart. I told you disconnect. Okay, buy disconnect. Spiders pull back on the pullback there Apple pull back at the 145 time period on the 15. Apple, kaboom, to the upside. Okay, which actually triggered the S&Ps to rally as well. I'm staring right at it. I'm like, look at this Apple. This is amazing. Now I'll show you Nvidia and Tesla. Okay, Nvidia and Tesla, NVDA. We caught this great long. Here's Nvidia. All right. You can see we had some buys here in Nvidia below the 0380 this morning. When Nvidia was trading this morning below 04, 0380, 0365, whatever, that's when the S&Ps were making new lows. And I'm like, you just throw a dart. Throw a dart. Throw a dart. Tesla, Nvidia, okay, Amazon, throw a dart. When you see buy divergences like that on the 30 and 60-minute time frame like I showed you. But here's Nvidia. You can see Nvidia right here, the 30-minute time frame reversed to buy, okay, right here. And then we caught this beautiful pattern at the end of the day below the 0720, 0730 on the 5-minute time frame, because the strategy is once the 30-minute time frame reverses to buy and it correlates with the 15, you look to buy the first pullback on the 5-minute time frame. Here it is. Well, here's 1 and here's 2. Here's the second one. Nvidia. Look at this. Boom. 8 bars. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 bars. Look at Nvidia. My trades last anywhere from 1 to 8 bars on a 5-minute, or 3-minute, up to 8 bars here, up to 40 minutes on a 5-minute, up to 24 minutes on the 3-minute. and up to 8 bars on a 15 minute. Okay, so here, look at Nvidia, a Picasso. Look at Tesla, same thing. Tesla, beautiful pattern, 15-minute time frame. Okay, this is the pattern prior. Okay, here at the 2, everything lined up at 2 o'clock. Now that the 30-minute time frame reversed the buy on the 30, right here. Okay, what do you look to do? We bought Tesla below 57.5, and it traded all the way up at the end of the day at 60 right here. So the 30-minute time frame reversed the buy. It correlated with the 15. What do you look to do? You take the first pullback on the 5, and it was right here. Boom. We were covering shorts on Tesla, looking then reversed to go long below 07.5, and it pushed all the way back up here, and it rallied about almost $3. These patterns are powerful. These patterns are powerful. Okay? All you got to do is be patient. You have me as a mentor. You have the technology, right? You have the confidence with me being here with you, guiding you, educating you, explaining the patterns, the sequences, the combination methodology. This is important. Okay? Monster patterns on the diamonds all day. The Russell, everything lined up. They're going to go in sync. Okay? All right? They're going to go in sync. Netflix, beautiful pattern Netflix. Boom. Okay? On the 15. Once the 15-minute time frame reversed to buy on Netflix, I knew the lows were in. First pullback on the 5-minute. Beautiful bull flag. 18. Boom. Look at that. $9. Second pullback. Positive MACD. ADX is off. No big selling pressure. What happened at the end of the day on Netflix? Well, the 30 reversed to buy. Okay, so a lot of stocks reversed to buy at the end of the day after the big buy divergence off that low. All right. Okay, so this is the day that I felt was very, very strong. Great patterns. Again, I'm so proud. Thousands of you. So listening, learning, and understanding, and asking questions, and doing extremely, and seeing the patterns, and seeing how everything is aligning with the combination methodology that I'm teaching. All right. When I get back, I will tell you what I expect for tomorrow. All right. So for tomorrow, there's no 8:30 number. Okay. So that's a big one thing less to worry about. Okay. But at 10 o'clock, you have the ISM number and the job opening. Okay. 2 big numbers at 10. All right. So for tomorrow, since we got the buy reversal on the spiders on the 30 and the 60-minute time frame, the odds are probably 95% that 55.33 and 3/4 low on the S&P futures is going to hold. But it doesn't mean we're out of the woods. I think they're going to get pullbacks here. Okay, and I think the pullbacks are going to be, I would wait for a deep oversold condition on the 15 and a really good, decent pullback on the 30-minute time frame, which again, I would make higher lows. And based upon this pattern here with the positive MACDs on the 30-minute time frame, I think it's going to be absorbed if there's any push down. Again, I do not believe that today's lows will be touched. All right. I know we're getting into tariff territory. It doesn't make a difference. The United States has been taxed 25%. Now it's our turn to tax people back, okay, according to what the president says. So it really should have no impact. Maybe there's a blip here on autos, on prices and things like that. But overall, it's good for the country. And again, this is the belief. And I do think in this year, sometime beginning of the middle third quarter to the end of the third quarter, we're going to start our move up to 6,500 on the S&Ps. All right. A lot of gaps to fill. I think it's going to be due to about maybe 3 interest rate cuts, minimum 2, starting after May. But again, for tomorrow, again, with stocks like Netflix, Nvidia, Tesla, the spiders, the Qs that have the 30-minute buys. Now with the big one, the spiders reversing the buy in the 60-minute time frame, I would like to probably go on the limb here. 99% of the chance that today's low is not going to get violated. The 60s don't go positive and then negative unless there's something horrific bad news here. Okay, so again, tomorrow looking for pullbacks here, higher lows. off the 15 and the 30-minute time frame. I'll be looking for long entries. Okay, when I get back, what I'm going to tell you is going to please help change your life. Okay, please. Again, I was very fortunate enough not to say it on Friday. I'm a little better than today. I'm a little bit better today, but please, when I come back, I'm going to tell you my thoughts from what I saw on Friday. I've been doing this now 41 and a half years, 42 years come this August 1st. It's important that I want to be clear. I don't want people being self-destructive. And what I mean by that is I saw a lot of craziness, okay? A lot of craziness. One, people trading without stops. You don't drive in a car without a brake, period. I can't take it. Okay, two, not being able to listen on the scaling in and scaling out process. If I say look to exit long between 91 and 94, and it gets up to 92 and a half, 92 and 3/4, that's it. You keep your stop in place. If you don't exit the long, the worst case scenario, you get stopped out for a small loss. Next trade. You cannot be in this game. No one is bigger than the market, period. The biggest guys in the world I know that. Okay? When I traded with them, okay, they know there are stops. Okay? You have to have stops in place. It's discipline. It's preservation of capital. No one is bigger than the market. I couldn't even sleep this weekend. People buying stocks in negative trends, calls. The 16 and 30-minute and the dailies and the weeklies are negative. What the hell are you buying calls for? I made money always by selling calls, selling premium. I was with a guy here Saturday. All he said was, I never bought an option in my life. I just sold premium. And then I hear another person buying May, June, July calls. For what? We're in a negative. We're not in a negative trend. I mean, the trend's still bullish on the monthly. But what in God's creation are you doing that? Every Friday, you go like this. Come Monday, time decay on the option. It makes no sense to me. So many people are leaving options and trading futures. I love it. To me, it's the greatest asset in the world to trade. Okay? Then you got someone buying so many calls in the name right near the bell. For what? You can't wait till today? You got 2 days, Friday night, Saturday, Sunday of decay. And if the price goes down, which it did, good luck. Now the stock came back. I think there might be a chance, after pullback, maybe get up to a level where that person can make maybe 20 or 25, $30,000. But every day that goes by, there's a decay on the value of the option. That's not trading. That's gambling. And the things I just stated is gambling. The no stops, the buying calls, and the negative trend. That's gambling. You're hoping. It's visual. When I sold all these calls in a stock months ago in names, I saw the chart. I said, this chart's a piece of garbage. And I was lucky enough to take advantage of what my ability saw in that chart to be able to go, let them have them. Sell these. Now, granted, if the stock ran up and I was wrong, I was okay to being net short if I got called away on the option. But please, I'm asking you from my heart. Okay, I am here to guide you, teach you, make you better. I look you square in the eye. I'm not here to fool around. My weekend was completely ruined, okay, because I don't want people blowing up or being self-destructive. I'm not the right guy. I'm here to teach you the right way. All right, so I didn't mute the button this time. Thank God on Friday I did, because I'm telling you, I was in a complete different mood on Friday. I could have ate steel, okay? So with that being said, everybody, God bless you. Thank you for joining me here on The Bull, the Bear, and the Ugly. Please leave a comment. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel here. And also, please join me each and every day at sktrading.live. You can follow me on X at official Stephen Kalayjian. Also on official Stephen Kalayjian on Instagram and TikTok. Whew. Thank you, everyone. And remember, please, okay, be consistent. God bless you, and God bless the United States of America. Be well.
Thanks for tuning in to the Bull, the Bear, and the Ugly podcast, your no-nonsense guide to the markets. If you enjoyed today's episode, be sure to subscribe at sktrading.live or on your favorite podcast platform. We'd love for you to rate, review, and join our community for more real talk and market insights. Until next time, keep trading and stay sharp.